Look here what I done came across here, y'all. So I've been doing my homework on this YNW thing, right? And I done dug deep. I knew it. I knew I was gonna come across something that just didn't sit well with me. But again, I'm gonna let see y'all opinion and see what y'all feel about it. You know, we gotta work this shit together. It's take two people to work it out, so we gotta work this shit out together, man. You know. So yo, you guys tell me. I came across the original police reports, the original statements from what they said and what had happened in the whole nine. It's gonna blow your mind. Check this out. Again, truth be told, like and subscribe.
Now a break in the case of a double murder in Miramar.
Two people now behind bars, including a South Florida rapper who actually sings a popular song about murder.
Local 10's Christian De La Rosa joining us live now with more on the suspects arrested today. Christian.
That's right, and take a look here. Just moments ago, we obtained this rapper's mugshot from the Broward County Jail. He has turned himself into authorities tonight. He and his alleged accomplice.
Spotify Studios and Complex released the latest episode to their documentary podcast series about Juan W. Melly. Here are the notes that I took from that episode. On the night in October that claimed SAKCHASER and JUVY's lives, a bunch of people were at New Era Studios in Fort Lauderdale. The regular Juan W. crew were present. Melly, Sak, JUVY, and Bortland, plus a few other people. Fetty was one of them. Fetty says that Melly and Bortland were falling asleep. Fetty, JUVY, and Sak were wide awake. They soon woke up Melly and Bortland and left the studio. It was after 3 a.m. when everyone left the studio and headed home. Bortland says that SAKCHASER and JUVY got into his car. Surveillance showed that a man named Dontavius drove a second car, a red Mitsubishi. Dontavius told law enforcement that Melly rode with him and a few other guys. Bortland says he took I-95 to 595 and to 75 and then got on Miramar Parkway headed west. He says just as he passed Dykes Road, a car pulled up next to them out of nowhere and began to open fire at his car. Bortland ducked down to avoid the shots. He says he never caught a glimpse of the shooters. When Bortland looked around, he saw that SAKCHASER and JUVY had been shot. That's when he drove to Miramar Hospital. 15 minutes after they arrived, Sak and JUVY were pronounced dead. The cops were skeptical about Bortland's story of where the shooting happened. Investigators walked up and down that block of the location looking for evidence of the shooting. They couldn't find anything. The cops went to Dontavius, the second driver of the car Melly was riding in. At first,
Now check this out. The second driver. Check out all this stuff that I done unfolded, man. It get real deep, man. It get real deep.
he backed Bortland's story and said Melly was in his car. When cops reviewed the surveillance video of everyone leaving the studio, they saw that Dontavius was lying. Video showed Melly got into Bortland's car with SAKCHASER and JUVY, not in Dontavius' car.
Why y'all lying? What's up with all the lies? Man, truth be told, like and subscribe. We getting deep, y'all. We getting deep, man.
The cops went back to Dontavius. So then Dontavius said that Melly started out in his car, but called Dontavius and said he wanted to ride in his car. Dontavius changed his story to make it appear like Melly wasn't present during the deaths of SAKCHASER and JUVY. So now two parts of Bortland's story is falling apart. Where the shooting happened and who was present. Now to the cell phone records. Melly purchased Sak an iPhone 10. Melly and Sak's phone were on the same network. Investigators got a hold of the cell phone records to retrace everyone's steps. Phone records show that Bortland's car came to a stop at the corner of US 27 and Pembroke Road. It's in the swamp. Phone records show that Melly exited the vehicle and called both mom and his girlfriend. Miramar cops allege that Melly was outside of his car. He fired a bunch of shots into it to make it appear that a drive-by had taken place. They allege that he did that to cover up the fact that he had just taken the lives of his friends, Sack and Juvy.
Keep that out. Peep it out. Because I've been following the trial. And I'm just like hearing this and finding this. I'm just like, it's all clear to me, man. So it's just a trip how this young man can sit and look at all his friends and family and act like you didn't kill these people, man. These two young black men. Rest their soul again. Rest in peace to Sack and Juvy, man. Rest their soul. And then another thing is, you saying you wasn't in the car, but you saying you was in the car. You saying you wasn't there, but you really was there. And then Bort's story. Why was Juvie naked? What the fuck? Rest in peace again, man. Just senseless. Senseless time and time again, man. Our youth, man, is just, they losing their mind or something, man. Because this shit here is not real friends. And this is, your friends should never do some shit like this. Watch your friends, man. Period. I don't keep my enemies close. So that bullshit, keep your enemies close and all that, my enemy gonna stay far the fuck away from me. And same thing to you. You should always think about that statement, man. That's that rappers and all that bullshit.
Juvy. How do cops know that? They went to the intersection a month after the murder with a police dog, and it started to go crazy. They found broken glass that matched the busted windows of Bortland's car. They found 8 .40 caliber shell casings on the ground. There were also 40 caliber casings found in Sack and Juvy's bodies. On the day of the murder, cops found a whole different caliber shell casing, except this one was on the inside of the car next to Melly. The shots that killed Sack and Juvy came from inside the car. The cops haven't been able to find the murder weapon. They're convinced Melly had a gun that night. K Real.
See, what I'm seeing now is they fumbled the ball. When Melly disappeared, changing his clothes, hiding the pistol, man, he killed his friends, man. It's clear. I mean, innocent to proven guilty, but the streets tell no lies. So I come from the streets, and the streets done talk, man. Again, I want to rest in peace to young Juvy and young SAKCHASER, man. Rest y'all soul, man. Rest y'all soul. This is a sad case right here, man.
One of Juvy's friends said that detectives sent a picture of Melly to Juvy's father's phone. Juvy's father didn't know who it was, but K Real recognized that it was Melly outside of the studio on the day of the murders. In the picture, Melly had a Gucci bag that appeared to have something in it, detectives say. The Gucci bag appeared to be weighed down. Jacoby Mills is one of the guys who was at the studio that night, and Robert Dontavius in the red Mitsubishi. He told cops that both cars had been going the same way at first, back to the house in Miramar that they were renting. But Bortland's car got separated at some point. Jacoby figured,
I believe that's when the plot got started. Whatever happened, Melly pushed the move because he studies saying, Bortland, I owe him my life, I owe him my life. Think about it. You owe him your life because you feel like he didn't tell the truth of what happened. But the stupid thing about this Bortland cat is you're going down, homie. Either you're going to tell the truth or you're going down. So it's a sad day, man. It's a sad day because, again, man, our youth is lost, man. It's lost, some lost souls, man. Like, you sent that man in that hospital with 2 dead bodies and he didn't really know what the fuck he was going to do with them. He just went with it because he's a fan. He's a super fan. And that's what super fans do. Ain't no telling.
That they made a stop at McDonald's. Then he got word that Bortland's car was hit in a drive-by and that 2 people were dead. Hours later, he saw Melly for the first time since they left the studio. He noticed that Melly changed his clothing and was acting strange. Jacoby kept asking Melly who shot at them, but he never replied. Some people at Gifford said that Melly started acting weird and distant after the deaths of SAKCHASER and JUVY. Jacoby Mills told cops about the murder weapon. He said hours after the shooting, he, Bortland, Melly, and Melly's manager got into a car, drove to a wooded area that Bortland pointed out. Everyone got out of the car to look for the guns. Jacoby found a .40 caliber gun, a gun that shoots the exact type of bullets found in the crime scene and in Sack and Juvy's bodies. Jacoby said when he found the gun, it was bloody. Track took it from him and said he would take care of it. The cops searched Track's apartment for the gun, but could never find it. While Bortland and Track were allegedly hiding the weapon, Melly was doing something else. 2 weeks after the murders, Melly sent a message to his girlfriend via Snapchat saying Bortland saved his life and that he's coming everywhere with him because he did the realest thing for him.
Check that out. Bortland saved my life. And I get to come everywhere with you? Boy, bye. I can't believe the world nowadays, man. He let that man tell him that. So now see how the chips gonna fall now is if Melly do get acquitted, you going down. Somebody got to be the fall guy. You know what I mean? Somebody got to be the fall guy. This is a sad case, man. Like, if he do get off, homeboy going down. But I still feel like they both going down. I just feel like it's just the DA, the prosecutor office, they did their thing to present the case. At least I feel. I've been watching it from the beginning to the end. I feel like he's guilty. But after listening to this police report, guilty is the motherfucker.
Some people back in Gifford said that things were going bad between Melly, and Sack. Sack said Melly was tripping. Sack said Melly was acting weird. Melly wanted to spend time with his girlfriend, but Sack didn't want that. Melly said he wanted to fight everyone in the YNW crew. Sack and Melly got into it. Sack knocked Melly's goals out of his mouth. The guys back in Gifford are most heartbroken at Juvy's death.
I want to give shots out. I want to give a shout out to Fresh Sounds Florida for the content. Again, this is their content that I was researching and came up with. And Fresh Sounds Content Florida, y'all did y'all thing, man. And shouts out to y'all, man. Shouts out to y'all. Again, shouts out to Fresh Sounds Florida for the content.